Yo, what's up guys? So this video is going to be a little different than my standard mod video. I'm starting a brand new video series on my channel that I'm going to call Ask Flexx. And I don't mean flex, I mean ask with a K. So this is basically going to be videos where I will answer your questions. It could be any question. It doesn't have to be car related, but I would love car related questions. So for this episode 1, I had questions sent to me via my Facebook and my Instagram, but for future videos, if you want to ask a question, just leave them in the comment section below in this video. I'll look through them, pick and choose questions, and then I'll answer them in the next video. Okay, so let's get to the very first question of Ask Flexx. The first question is, what got you into modding cars, or what got you into cars in general? So I've actually answered this question before, but since it's brand new to subscribers, I'm gonna do it again. When I was 10 years old, my mom moved me and my siblings from California to Massachusetts, and we stayed with aunts and uncles for many years. And I was 10 years old, and my uncles were all 16 to 20 years old, and they all had pretty cool cars. So they had Fox Body Mustang GTs, Mustang GT convertibles, Nissan 300ZX, Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4, and a couple other cars. I think also BMW M3s. Yeah, they got me into cars. I really love the cars. I love what they did to the cars. I mean, they'll add subwoofers, wheels, custom paint jobs, body kits. There was a lot, even underglows. And I thought that was really cool. And ever since that, my first car that I always wanted, and I did get, was a 2000 Ford Mustang GT convertible. And I fully modded that car as well. So that's what kind of got me into cars, and that's what got me into modding cars. And there's also a second part of this question. Why did you go with Mercedes, and what made you start the Flexx Garage? So I went with Mercedes because of just timing. It was 2017 when I started the Flexx Garage, or just my channel, and I owned a Mercedes C250. And the backstory there was I wasn't planning on modifying that car at all. But someone backed up into my car a few days after getting the car, and insurance paid out a lot more than what the damages would cost to repair. So I took the money and I was like, you know what, let's do a couple mods. And one turned into another, into another, into another. Next minute, I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of cool parts for this car that's online and nobody's really making videos on it. I want to share this because I guarantee there's a lot of people with the same cars. The same car that doesn't know about all these mods. So I actually took a lot of those mods off and then reinstalled them and started shooting videos. So that's kind of why I picked Mercedes and how I started the channel. Okay, next question. Who has the most reputable / reliable tunes for Mercedes? That's a tough question. I don't really know because my tunes have always been custom by a specific shop. You can get those plug and play ones. I don't know. It's hard for me to answer that question because I just don't have the experience. But there are some reputable shops across the country. I think Eurocharge is one of them. They do a lot of Mercedes, and I've heard a lot of good things. So might as well look up the reviews and see how the local one in your area is, and maybe you might want to check them out. How expensive and how difficult would it be to convert a manual transmission on a W204 or a W205? I don't know. I don't know if it's been done, to be honest. If you're going to do that, it's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to require a lot of custom parts. And I don't know how reliable it's going to be. If you have the money, anything's possible, but I honestly don't know. But I bet it's super expensive. Next question. Separate from YouTube, what do you do for work to be able to sustain your life? So YouTube has always been a side gig, and it's still a side gig. I have a regular job just like everyone else. I travel a lot for work and I work long hours. I'm actually a marketing manager for a headset company, but I've always built up my career in sales, and now I'm in marketing. So that's what I do to sustain my life. And also I eat food and drink water. That helps sustain life as well. How is making videos like do you genuinely enjoy it right now, or is it a burden to you? Where it is feeling like a job now. Okay, I kind of get what this is saying. Hitting 100,000 subscribers, I did a video on that. I was really burned out. It really felt like a job. I wasn't really happy doing mods. I just felt like it was a huge burden because it was pulling me away from things I wanted to do with my wife, travel, just have fun on weekends, hang out with family and friends. A lot of that was kind of put onto the side so I can shoot videos. But after now moving to Texas and taking a break, I'm ready to rock and roll. I bought another project car that's going to be revealed really soon. So I'm super excited to start modifying that car. And I bet you guys are going to like the content of that one because it's going to be slightly different. And I think it's definitely going to be a lot more enjoyable as well. How do you get sponsored by DMP? This is a funny story. So when I first started my YouTube channel, I think I had maybe 10,000 subscribers. But I was gaining a lot of traction and a lot of people they knew my name. DMP, I actually reached out to them out of the blue because I saw that they were posting that they sold and they were selling Android screens. I think they were posting it on like a Facebook group. And I said, hey guys, like, what would it require for me to get sponsored? I'll even pay for the product. Just give me some of a discount or something. And apparently they knew about me, and apparently DMP, they're located in Malaysia. A lot of people in Malaysia knew about me, and they were like super excited to work with me. I did that install video on my W204, and that thing blew up. I think that's the only video on my channel that has like 1 million views, and it's still kicking butt right now. And after that video, we just kept collaborating. And now DMP Car Design, I think they're probably the #1 source for like aftermarket accessories for luxury vehicles. They don't do just Mercedes. They do BMW, they do Audis, they do Lamborghinis, they do Rolls Royce, they do tons of different things. So that's kind of how I got sponsored by DMP. What's your long-term plan for the channel? I don't know. It's still a hobby for me. I would love to do it full time and quit my day job, but YouTube actually doesn't pay that well. Right now, it really doesn't pay well. And if you take out taxes and all the costs related to making a video, it actually doesn't pay that well. It'll pay a couple of my bills, but that's about it. But long term is I'd love to just keep, bringing more cars onto the channel, doing more mods, and hopefully bringing more people on the channel. I would love to have someone that, specializes in Audi that does videos like me under the Flexx garage. Someone that does, I don't know, I'm making this up, Lexus vehicles, someone who does Infinity vehicles, someone who does off-road vehicles. I don't know. There's many directions that I could take the channel, but I would definitely want to keep it a mod channel and just bring more cars and more people, and also see if I can do some collaborations with other YouTubers. I definitely want to keep doing this as long as I can. I'm turning 40 years old this year. I probably don't look it. You guys probably think I'm a lot younger, but it's probably my Asian genes that make me look young. But 10 years from now, I'm going to be 50 years old and I'm still doing mods. I don't know if you guys want to watch that. Maybe all you guys are driving EVs by then or hybrids. Who knows? I don't want to think way too long term. I just want to think, step by step. Ooh, this one is interesting. What are 3 to 5 things you dislike about the W204 Mercedes C-Class? I got to think about this one. Well, I can't say it specifically to W204, but specific models under the W204. So I had a C250 coupe. That was a W204 platform. They call it the C204 because it's the coupe. I hated the fact that it ran into the camshaft adjuster issue that cost $2,500 to repair, and Mercedes didn't own up to it until years and years afterwards, where these cars already had high mileage and people already paid out of pocket to get the repair done. That really annoyed me about the W204, specifically the C250. Another thing was the interior was kind of cheap. It wasn't leather, it was kind of like a pleather. It tended to crack and wear a lot, especially in the bolsters coming in and out of the car. I noticed that. The other thing was also anything that was kind of aluminum or chrome plated tend to flake off. I know on my C250, the handle you pull to move the seat forward, that actually started flaking, and it was super sharp. It cut me several times, which I thought was pretty crappy. The other thing I don't like about the W204s is it's a really sporty looking car, but the performance doesn't back it up. I know Mercedes kind of made these as luxury sports, so they're nice and quiet and comfortable to drive, but I mean, look at us. Everyone that owns it wants to mod the crap out of it. And then other than that, let's see, one more thing I dislike about it. I don't know. I think that's it. Do you have kids? No, I do not have kids. I would love to have kids, hopefully one day, because now that I moved to Texas, it's just me and my wife. I don't have access to my little brother to hold a flashlight and for me to yell at, so I'd love to have a kid do that for me. Oh, this one's interesting. I don't know if it's a question. Make a video of the new C43 or give us your opinion on the new C300, like the 2024 version? I don't know. I don't have access to a new C43 unless I bought one or rented one or leased one. That's probably not going to happen. But I can definitely give you my opinion on the new C300. Now that it has a hybrid engine, I really like the way it looks a lot. I think it's pretty aggressive. I think it's a huge upgrade from the W205 to the W206. Interior looks really cool. The giant screen in the middle, or the full screen on the dash. Yeah, overall, I really love the way the car looks. I really hate the fake exhaust tips. Now it's like really fake compared to the W205. And I'm not a big fan of the engine platform. So that car, when it becomes affordable, I don't know if I'll get it, because there just doesn't seem like there's a lot you can do to it without really risk having a lot of issues down the road with that car. You can probably do a lot of cosmetic upgrades, of course, like ambient light kit, aero parts, wheels and tires, blah, blah, blah. But performance-wise, probably not a lot you can do. So that's my opinion on the new C300. Here's another good one. What are some mods you think are good for performance on a 2012 C300 4MATIC? So this one is the 6-cylinder engine. There's not a lot of performance upgrades that you can do to this car. So you can change the air filters to like some high performance ones. So you can put in like some K&N air filters. Other than that, your only other bet is to tune the car. Get it tuned stage 1 to stage 2. You'll probably unlock a lot of power and it'll probably ride a lot better. But that's probably about it, unless you spend a lot of money on doing a lot of custom work to the engine. But other than that, I guess the intake, a tune, and probably an exhaust, a free-flowing exhaust. Okay, one more. Do you like inspiring other enthusiasts over the Mercedes brand? That's interesting. I don't know how to answer that. Do you like inspiring other enthusiasts over to the Mercedes brand? Doesn't matter to me. I'm just a big car enthusiast. I don't care if you come to the Mercedes brand or if you go somewhere else. As long as you're happy with your car and you love to show it off or you're enjoying it, that's all that matters. I love cars that are bone stock, that look super clean after 10, 15 years, 20 years. Those are really cool. And I love cars that are totally built out. I mean, I have a really strong respect for people who take care of their car and they either leave them stock or customize them to be really unique. Again, it doesn't have to be a Mercedes. You know, I also owned an Audi, several of them over the past, 20 years. Even BMW, I mean, there's some really tasteful mods on those cars. I'd love to get my hands on one and see what I can do. Maybe that's going to be down the road. But yeah, I would love to inspire anyone who's a car enthusiast. Even if you're not a car enthusiast and you want to get into the mix, it doesn't have to be a Mercedes. It could be a Toyota Camry for all I care. If you want to put a spoiler on it or a splitter or put an ambient light kit, I want to be the go-to person that will inspire you to do that. I might not be doing those specific mods on my channel, but if you see it and you're like, whoa, that's really cool, and I want to do it to my car, that's awesome. I love to hear that type of stuff. Okay, let's take one more. Just one more. I'm not sure if you have a video on this, but Car Meets is that's something that's an interest to you, and will you be going to them? Okay, I have one video on my channel that's a car meet, and that was probably my third video in, I think. I went to the Duzgun car show in Salem, New Hampshire. I wasn't showing a car, but I was walking around, tons of supercars, really cool. Everyone was super welcoming. I mean, you can go up to the car, you can sit inside. The owner of Duzgun Kitchen, he brought tons of his car. He has a whole entire collection of high-end cars, and he welcomes anyone to enjoy it, which is really cool. I didn't go to a lot of car meets while I was up in New England. Timing, and also there was a lot of limited shows, and there were a lot of shows that were just, or car meets, that was just full of like, I don't know, you know, the crazy crowds that just rev like crazy, and it's just like, I don't like that scene. I like a chill scene. Here in Texas, there's a car meet, I don't know, almost every day. I've gone to a few with my R8, and it's been amazing. A good mixture of cars. Everyone's super chill and cool. I'm actually going to a night car meet this weekend. It's in like the back of a Ferrari dealership. I'm taking the R8, of course, and there's supposed to be tons of high-end cars. So I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know if I want to vlog it. I mean, there's tons and tons of content on YouTube about car shows. I don't know if I can add any different, like a different spin to it. I might do it, I'm not 100% sure. One of my buddies is going with me, so maybe I'll toss the camera to him and just let him hit record, and I'll just be the talent and just talk to the camera. So that way I don't have to worry about holding it and figuring out what I have to say next. Everything can just be super raw and natural. But yeah, I love going to car meets. I would love to have my own car meet in the future that, you know, anyone who's a subscriber or a fan can go to the car meet, and I'd love to meet everyone if possible. I think that's really cool. So that's it for the first Ask Flexx. Lots of questions. Hopefully you guys have more questions for me. Definitely, again, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll pick and choose some of them for the next episode. I really like this format. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I really did. Yeah, let's keep it going.